Hello and welcome to OCR Maths Core 1 revision. This is circles. I've had a few requests to do this video, so I'm finally going to do it. So first of all, I'm going to talk you through why the equation of a circle is what it is. Basically what the equation says is for any circle, obviously from the centre to the rim is the radius. So we can call this r. And by Pythagoras, we can say that this distance here, if we make a right-angled triangle between these 2 points on the rim, anywhere on the rim, and on the centre, if we call this A and B, we can say, using Pythagoras, a squared plus b squared equals r squared. And all the equation of a line is doing is it's saying we'll call this point on the rim xy, and we'll call this point in the centre AB. So we can replace A with, well, it's what it is the change in the x-axis, which is x minus A. And that's what we're going to change this to. And here it's the change in the y-axis, so it's y minus B. So what we're going to change that to. So we get x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals r squared. And this is the equation of a circle. And I remember it because I understand the link with Pythagoras. But to be honest, if you don't understand that, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is remember this equation, where x and y is the coordinate on the circle, and A and B are the coordinates on the centre, and R is the radius. That's all you need to know about the equation of a circle. Just memorize it before the exam. And there's 4 questions you can be asked on this, so I'm going to run through them quickly. The first one is to express, you'll have the equation of a circle, or you've just got the information to make it into the equation of a circle, and it will say express it in the form x squared plus x plus y squared plus y plus c equals 0, or something along those lines. And literally all you have to do is expand the 2 brackets and collect your like terms. Nothing difficult there. The other easier question you can be asked is to just find the centre and the radius. So say you had x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 25. To find the centre, it's these points, but remember it's minus a, and it's minus 2, so a is 2, because negative a is negative 2. If negative b is positive 3, the normal b is negative 3, because minus 3 is plus 3. That would be your centre. Then your radius, you square root the value on the other side, and the square root of 25 is 5. They're the 2 easier questions they'll probably come up as part 1 or 2 of a circles question. And the next 2 possible questions you can get will probably be the part 3 of a circles question. So, the harder versions of circle questions you can get is to work out the tangent of a circle at a point. So if we had the circle x, what did I have before? Minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 25. And we want to know the tangent at, let's draw a circle, at this point here. Let's call it, I don't know, I should probably have worked out one that would work. Let's call it 2, 4. This is our centre, and the coordinates of that are 2, minus 3. Okay, so let's actually make these some numbers that will work. Bear with me for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've changed this point on xy to one that actually works, because obviously in the exam they would give you one that works. So if you had to find the tangent at a point, the first thing you do is you work out what your point is and what your centre is. That's step one. Find the centre. If I can write the centre and your xy. Step 2 is to work out the gradient between these. Gradient. If you remember from the coordinates video I did, you can use this with y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. These, and that'll get you the gradient. Step 3, we want to do the negative reciprocal of that gradient to get you the gradient of the tangent. And step 4 is you use your equation of a line, y minus y1 equals x minus x1, and that will give you your equation of a tangent. Now, that's quite a complicated question. You'll get a good amount of marks for this, and you can do it in those simple steps as long as you remember them. So again, that's something I would really suggest you go and memorize. Now, the final question that I can think of anyway, that they will ask you about circles, is where a line intersects that. So it will say you have the equation of a circle. I'll use the same one I've been using, x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 25. And it wants to know where in this circle it will intersect with the line y equals some amount of x. It could be x squared plus 2x plus 7. It could be y equals x plus 3. It could be anything. But the way to do this question, step 1 is to make sure your second equation is y equals something. You want to have y on its own on the other side. If it's not that, change it so that it is. Then your second step is to sub in all of this part, everything apart from the y equals, to your circle. So you'd put all this in here and replace y with it, because y is equal to all this. So then once you've done that, you'll have an equation that's just for x, and you can solve this by expanding the brackets, and it will give you, when x equals, you can solve this to get points for x, and then use that on the final step, is to use that value of x you've got in your second equation to find y. So run through that again. Make sure your second equation is just y equals something. Then sub in that something and replace your y value. You can then solve this by expanding the brackets, moving everything over to one side so it equals 0. You'll probably only be asked to do it with normal x values or with a quadratic. I haven't seen one that's used cubic, so it shouldn't be anything difficult there. Just factorising a quadratic, I know you can do that. And solve that, it'll get you x equals this, or it might be x equals 2 possibilities. Then you use those in your second equation, which is simpler, to find out what y would equal then. So they are the 4. Again, I would just memorise these steps, by the way, because it is worth quite a few marks, and if you can remember the steps, it's easy marks, really. So they're the 4 types of questions you can probably be asked on circles: where it intersects, the equation of a tangent at a point, express it in a different form, find the centre and radius, and I guess also from a diagram of a circle work out the equation could be a question. So definitely memorise the equation of a circle and what these mean. And also, actually, something I'm going to mention is when it's asking you for the radius, quite commonly people will forget they have to square root the number on the other side. So if you had whatever your equation was equals 10, the radius isn't 10, the radius is the square root of 10. So remember that, because that's often a point that will catch people out. But yes, that's pretty much everything on circles. Make sure you memorize this formula, what the parts of it mean, and I would also recommend remembering the steps for if you need to find out a tangent or where it intersects, because it's very easy steps and it can get you a lot of marks, which is very good. So I hope this has been helpful for someone. Thank you for watching.